out nothing. It's me, your boy, the hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie boy. Robbie, say hello to the beautiful people.
Beautiful people, what's going on?
We are back, just the two of us. We had a week where we had a guest. I hope you guys are enjoying the guest episodes. We are mixing it up. We're doing new stuff over here. We're happy to throw some guests into the mix.
Yeah. I hope you guys liked Gabrus. We both love Gabrus. Huge fans of Gabrus. Go check out Gino Lombardo tape.
Go check that out.
Yeah.
And if
you liked the episode.
If you like the episode. If you didn't, don't. Or maybe do. And maybe you're like, I like the episode except for the boys.
That would be wild.
But also, if you want to check out, we are still putting out Patreon episodes, just the two of us for weeks that we're not here, when we weren't here, just the two of us. So if you're like, I want just the two of them, go check out the Patreon. Also, please comment and share videos that you like and comment on the YouTube. That's one of the most... That's incredible to share the podcast. It truly means the world to us.
Yeah, keep commenting.
We love that.
I read all the comments. Share the videos, comment. I read them all. I read every YouTube comment.
You're a big...
For sure.
Yeah.
And I read a lot of the comments on TikTok and Instagram.
You're sick.
I do.
You're sick.
I go through them.
Yeah, I don't. I emotionally shut off to all that.
That's probably good.
We're back. We're fresh off Super Bowl Sunday. We're fresh off a beautiful Super Bowl weekend. Robbie, as I was watching the game, I felt it was like my relaxing part of the weekend.
Yes.
And I go, damn, dudes make this an excuse to relax every weekend?
Oh, nice.
I couldn't believe that people just have this in their calendar every weekend.
Well, that's what I am with the Lakers. It's my relaxed time. And I like it at 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. during the week.
Interesting.
Is more when I like to relax.
Yeah.
All day Sunday, I got to do stuff. I can't be... Sunday's like my day, I got to do stuff. I can't dedicate a whole day to relaxing on Sunday.
Every week?
Every week.
Are we sick that we can't dedicate a whole day to sitting around doing nothing?
I also don't like football that much.
No, but could you
it's
dedicate
violent.
something else?
It's just I don't like the league. I don't...
Totally. But say something else.
All day relaxation. In a perfect world, that would be nice.
Are you able to do a full day relaxation? In
a perfect world. I have never been in that world.
Can I tell you what probably really helps?
What?
Food that makes you want to stay seated.
This is the idea of Italians.
Food, you're right.
They have Sunday dinner. They cook it all day. They have the family over, and then they eat food that makes you want to stay seated.
They Italian mothers give you food that makes it hard for you to just get up and walk to a car.
Yeah.
That is the manipulative thing that they're doing. Is they're going, we're gonna weigh you down so you have to sit here. Or they're giving you a meal.
Why does it have to be manipulative on their part? Why can't you?
I never want him to leave.
Not to take the side of Italian mothers, but it's a beautiful thing that you're getting a nice meal.
And they don't. I sit.
I don't view it as manipulation.
Don't you leave. I'm going to fill him up so much. I'm going to fill him to the brims that he won't even want to stand.
I guess.
I guess for me, I was sitting there. I go, oh, eating this delicious food makes me want to sit here more.
Yeah. It's boring.
Football is really boring.
And you got to watch commercials. Even the football or the Super Bowl commercials, I don't like.
I don't either.
I'm turning them off. I don't want to hear them.
I watch them.
I don't need them.
It's the only time I watch commercials.
Commercials are bleak right now.
I've told you it's either. I've said this in the past. It's either something about cancer or dying or medicine, giving us medicine, or it's just celebrity, like the most famous people in the world that you're like, wow, I guess no one makes any money if these celebrities have to do this commercial.
I need to keep a list of prestige actors that have never done a commercial.
We should actually start that list because
I was thinking, has Leo done one? Has De Niro done one?
They've done them in Japan and stuff.
Interesting.
Which I think for me, they're I'm at least separating back in the day it was two different worlds.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as much.
I still don't like it.
I don't like it either. There should be a list of actors that
don't do commercials. Sebastian Conelli doesn't do commercials anymore.
As
of 4 years ago.
I have to. I know. I kind of don't do commercials. Screw it.
I love that.
But no, yeah, we should make a list. Especially one of the guys.
Harrison Ford comes on and he's doing, even though my name is Ford, drive a Jeep. I'm like, damn, man. I don't know. I don't know who's. I guess they're like it's harmless. I don't think they realize.
Well, I feel bad because like the one that made me feel the worst was Seal.
Okay, what happened?
Seal was a seal.
Oh, no.
They put Seal's face on a seal. And you know that someone just went to Seal being like, you know, he held out his whole career from doing that. And they go, Seal, it's the end of the road. If we're going to do the Seal joke, we got to do it now. You're not going to be relevant in the... Like they literally... That's how you know how Seal is thinking about himself, that he's willing to do the Seal commercial where they superimpose his face onto a seal.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That is sad.
It made me feel... It breaks my heart.
I know.
I want actors and I want people to have dignity.
I know.
We don't...
Well, they got to say no, I guess. I don't know.
And it's crazy that we'll judge people who have oh, he works at this place. He works at multiple places. He has to work at the Home Depot if there's an office job and stuff like that. What are we talking about? These celebrities, the people we look up to, are selling fucking Taco Bell.
I know.
Sorry, the king. Sorry, didn't mean to throw the king under the bus.
I know the king does a lot of commercials. He's a commercial guy.
Can I give him hope for this?
What?
I think that he enjoys acting.
He does, and he's good at it.
That's what I'm going to say.
He's pretty good at it.
That's the slack I'm going to give him. He doesn't get an opportunity. I understand athletes that are like, I'm going to do a commercial because they're like, I get to act.
Yes.
It's kind of
he's not an actor.
No, it's kind of like when the actors or comedians get to do a pickup basketball game, a charity event. Yeah. It's not their medium. Let them fuck around.
Yes.
So for me, I don't have a problem with as much with an athlete being like, I'm going to be in a Super Bowl ad. Isn't this cool?
That makes more sense.
It does. It also makes more sense because it's
the
sports
same
fans
world
that are watching.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great. I love the old Campbell's Soups commercials.
Yes.
I hope those were their real moms.
I think it was. I think it was. That would be crazy if it wasn't. I remember them.
Me too. It was who's the guy with the long hair? Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
Right. And his mom would be there, and or Troy Polamalu. He would have the long hair.
Donovan McNabb had one back in the day.
Oh, he did. Shout out Eagles, right?
Yeah.
And he would have one, and his mom would give him the chunky.
Yeah.
Chunky soup.
Yes.
Chunky soup.
Yes.
Imagine if that wasn't your mom.
Yeah.
Imagine if that wasn't your mom, and then you had to go home to your mom, and your mom was like, "So your commercial."
He got recasted in the Campbell's Soup commercial.
Furious, being like,
"It was between you and one other person." Wow.
Ma, sorry. They were just word perfect, and you were. Just the mom pissed off, being like, "You're really affectionate. You never hug me when I see you with the bowl of soup. What do you want? I'll get the fucking soup for you, Donovan. I'll get the soup for you. Did I not give you enough soup, Donovan? Why am I not in the chunky commercial?"
Every mom is just Sebastian's impression of his mother, which is not even that accurate.
No, it's not. No, it is.
A little bit. Maybe behind closed doors. It must be behind closed doors. It must be a new person that exists behind closed doors.
Rob, there is.
And it has that cadence. And it's that person? Okay.
My mom is a different person when the doors close.
With that exact same...
Yes.
Every time, that's the cadence.
She's always hitting that.
Okay. I've never heard her do this flow that you do for her.
Well, she doesn't...
certain words you extend and certain words you stop short. There's a whole language that you speak for your mother that I've never heard.
She's media trained, and by media, it just means the general public. My mom is media trained for the...
She has a whole song of how she yells and communicates that only... the Conelli family can hear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not here. She's my mom keeps face.
Okay.
My mom is she's the Princess Di of our family.
Okay. That's iconic.
I mean, she thinks she is.
Yeah.
She knows that she is the face of the family.
Interesting.
So she needs to keep face and keep everyone below her in line.
Okay. Interesting.
So the most you'll ever get is... That's the most you'll ever see.
Okay.
Is a look.
A look. That's it.
Or this is my mom in front of you. Ready? She'll be like, "You can't believe a word he says. He's lying." So she's already manipulating the news. She's
Fake
already
news.
Manipulating the news.
Yes.
She'll be like, "You can't. I don't know what he says about me, but don't trust it." My mom will open with that. She'll open with that because she's like, "No, we were taught to keep face." And the most that you'll get from her is swish. Just her like trying to
I
say.
don't think I've seen one of those, but
Yeah,
interesting.
Well, it's gotten better. When I was younger, it was bad.
It was more that.
Yeah, because I'm a better son now.
Yes.
Hate to brag.
My mom used to really scream at me too, but not anymore. Has not been. It's been a while.
That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
probably like.
And it was a lot. But it is what it is.
Yeah, moms used to scream.
And she loved to curse.
My mom was upset that she wanted Travis Kelce to propose to Taylor after the game. My mom was upset. So my mom
Is she a
called.
Swiftie?
No,
Oh,
she couldn't name.
interesting.
She couldn't name me 3 songs.
Really? Did
She
you
just
ask?
likes
I mean,
the-
that's the next question, I would think.
She just likes the story of it.
She likes the storyline.
She loves.
My mom likes the storyline too.
My mom goes. I call her after the game, because, she wants. I know. I have to. I call her after the game, and she goes. I go. What's the matter, Mom? She goes. The game.
Not a good enough game.
I go. What's the matter? I just hear my dad in the back. She's upset. She's upset, Sebastian. I go, Mom, what's the matter? My mom, who's never watched a down of football in her life, doesn't know a Taylor Swift song.
You guys watched the Super Bowl during COVID. She didn't watch.
No, she sits in the other room.
Yeah, that's what you told me. I remember that.
Yeah, she sits in the other room.
When you were home.
She refuses to watch. And she's upset, Sebastian. I go, Mom, why are you upset? And she goes, it just would have been perfect if he won and then he proposed to her. But it'll happen soon. Mom, you don't even like Taylor Swift.
That's hilarious.
I go, Mom, do you like Taylor Swift? She goes, no, but it's a beautiful story.
She likes a story.
She goes, it's a story. I wanted to. She goes, it'll happen soon. I go, well, he's got to wait a couple months now. She goes, I know. I go, yeah, they all looked angry. She goes, angry? They were not angry, Sebastian, the Chiefs.
Oh.
I go, what were they? She goes, she emotionally destroyed. She goes, the sadness in those boys' eyes.
Wow.
My mom.
They were crying on the sideline.
My
I
mom
saw
goes,
that.
I couldn't even look
Wow.
to see those boys crying like that. I couldn't even look. And Taylor, thank God they didn't cut to her.
Interesting.
I go, Ma, you never watched a down of football. You can't name a single Taylor Swift song. But there she is.
That's
She's a
funny.
queen.
Yeah.
She's a queen. She's absolutely so. Thoughts and prayers for my mom right now.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and
to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
So plot.
They're
I could
doing
not
great.
care
Yeah,
about at all.
100%.
I'm fine. You know.
Yes, I agree.
Um.
No, I'm excited the Eagles won. My sister's friends with Saquon,
It was
and
cool
she
to
was
see.
down there for his birthday with his crew. And I'm like, damn, that must have been fun.
And
in
she
New
was at the
Orleans.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, she was at the Super Bowl.
Which I thought she was posting pictures like so close to the
Yeah,
field.
she got great seats.
It was
Those seats must have been a lot of money. She didn't have to pay.
Sure, I
She
figured.
got in through she might I actually don't know that, but there's no way that she paid whatever the value of those seats were,
Well, did you hear that
because she wasn't gonna go. She was just gonna go to New Orleans to hang out,
And then someone got her tickets.
and then she got tickets. Yeah,
I mean, that's incredible. He probably took care of her.
yeah,
That value of the tickets went down as soon as they said Trump was there.
really
It went from 6,000 to 3,500.
interesting. Why people were just anxious that
I
some
don't know.
event would happen.
I have no idea if it was anxious about events or if it was people just were like, "Fuck this."
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, but they were saying that that's the lowest it's been in so long for Super Bowl tickets to be at.
Oh wow, I'm surprised.
I loved how they honored New Orleans, especially after
I
the
love
Utah
New
thing.
Orleans.
I know you do, and I loved how they honored it.
I
think
know they did a good
great-
job.
They did a great job. They really brought the life of jazz to the city.
It's
like,
great.
They like opening with Gaga performing her song on the piano on what street is that?
Bourbon.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
Oh, you didn't watch.
I worked the first half of the game. I got home, and the internet was down, and my roommate was watching it on his phone, and then I had to put in I did like a hotspot.
Can I tell you?
And I also didn't know it was gonna be on Tubi only. Did you know it was a Tubi exclusive?
Well, I
until the
found
day
out
of?
on the day of.
Yeah, I would think they would have been like advertising that more. Tubi exclusively on Tubi. Blah, blah, blah.
They didn't need to advertise it because everyone downloaded the fucking
Eventually,
app.
yeah. I guess you're
Everyone.
right.
I went to go to Fox Sports to download the Fox Sports on my TV.
Yeah.
And Tubi just popped up. It's like you should watch on Tubi. So you couldn't even download Fox Sports.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So they were.
But anyways, yeah, Park Slope, the
It
Wi-Fi was.
The Wi-Fi was down.
Yeah. So we had to. I like did a hotspot and then it was all good. But the first thing I watched was like Kendrick starting the performance. So I missed the whole first half. I missed Gaga.
Well,
but
they just did a great job honoring, and John Baptiste, who's one of my favorite piano player singers, modern day. The closest thing we have to like
he's a New Orleans
Charles. Guy. Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I love when they're honoring someone from the city that they're from. I'm obsessed with this idea now of people putting on for their city.
I like that too. You gotta
put on.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta put on, especially
100%.
with the age of the internet. Like you don't even need to fucking leave.
Yeah,
put on for your city.
100%. People should. I mean, we do.
We do.
We definitely do.
It's just harder in a large city because your voice is muddled as much. You know, New York.
You're getting there. Yeah. You're getting there. I told someone that you told me that every other pizzeria you go and you get noticed. You're like, that's awesome. People care about that. From here, people care about that.
I can't go to a
They
pizzeria.
think they care more about that than going some random other place.
Sure. I can't get into a club to save my life. Pizzeria, I'm
That's
swamped.
it, baby.
People are throwing pepperonis at me.
Do you want to go to the club?
No.
I don't even know where the fucking clubs are anymore.
Yeah, we don't need to, Rob. We don't need to.
Now, there's this really fun karaoke bar called the Cat's Meow on Bourbon Street that I have performed at many, many, many times.
How many?
10. The week Uptown Funk came out, I did Uptown Funk at probably like 2:30 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and 4:30 a.m. in back-to-back nights.
It was
crazy.
It was probably.
And I'm in New Orleans. It's a funky town. It's a funky song.
You are right.
And it was like
it is a funky town.
They didn't have it on the thing, in their like book, but they got like I guess they get big new songs like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do you have Uptown Funk? I had to go talk to the guy, and you wait like an hour or two to get on. And he told me the thing, whatever. P57, I still remember. I think it's P57. But I remember the second night I'm like, yo, P57. He's like, we don't have Uptown Funk. I'm like, yeah, you do. P57. I did it last night. And then I did it again the third night at 4:30 a.m. But it was, I mean, I did What the Hell, Avril Lavigne there. That's What Makes You Beautiful, One Direction.
But so sometimes I'm like, I've had this new idea that I'm like, so I'm trying to work on myself a lot, and I have this idea of like, I want to feel like I'm stronger than I am.
Okay.
Right? How strong is my mind? And I go,
it's your mind, not your body.
Yeah, my mind. Because I work on my mind too, right?
Yeah.
And I realized the other day, it blew me away. I realized that I have such a strong mind. And how I realized was I could be so stressed about something that it will make my whole body itch. You tell me how strong your mind is, because my mind could ruin my body. Yeah. That's a strong freaking mind.
Yeah, that is a strong mind.
You know how good my mind is? I could think about something that happened 10 years ago, and my whole neck will turn red.
Yeah, I feel you.
I am an X-Men. Yeah. I'm realizing, like, I was always looking for my Matilda power, and my Matilda power is thinking about my past and getting so stressed about it that I'm able to have bumps all over my body, like Mystique. To think about something I said earlier in the day or something coming up, so much so that both my eyes start shutting and get itchy.
That's crazy.
Freaking a superhero. That's how powerful my mind is.
Yeah, it is concerning.
Who needs to move stuff who needs to move through space and time? Who needs to move objects? Who needs claws coming out of them? I get hives.
I know. I mean, I pee constantly. I think that my anxiety manifests that way. When I was 25 years old, I went to a cardiologist because I was like, I have chest pain every day. And I did a whole stress test. I'm on the treadmill. And they're like, you don't need to come back here for at least 10 years. And I'm like, well, what's going on? They're like, it's in your head. I think it's anxiety.
How strong your mind is,
crazy.
Rob.
Now, the anxiety can manifest in like, my toe has been numb. my numb toe.
Oh, my tum, my little titty tum.
So like my anxiety pretty much went away when I was no longer working for JP Morgan and the $600 extra a week unemployment was enacted.
And also that's around when we first started talking.
When we first started doing the pod. Yeah, early 2021, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
I still had trouble sleeping because I was just living, like not talking to anyone. I was talking to you on Zoom, but other than that, I would maybe have a phone call, whatever.
I had nothing to say.
But whatever, my anxiety goes away. Then I moved back to Staten Island, anxiety gone. Then I realized that like the well is going to dry up. and I might have to get a job again. And I started having a numb toe. And I remember I'm thinking about like
not a gnome toe.
I'm like, oh, it's 6 weeks until unemployment's about to run out, and I was in my grandma's shower, and then I started to feel anxious, and then I started to feel my big toe go numb, and it's been numb since.
You've had a numb toe for 3 years?
I've had a numb toe for 4 years.
You've had a numb toe for 4 years?
3.5 years. Yeah.
That's how powerful your
Isn't
mind
that crazy?
is. That's how, Rob.
That's crazy. I think about that all the time. I'm like, I can't get rid of it. But and it didn't exist until that day when I started thinking about having to go back to JP Morgan.
Rob, now imagine this.
And the chest isn't every day. Like, it used to be all day, every day.
Heavy
Second
chest.
I woke up, heavy chest pain. Now it only comes, like, when I feel anxious. Like, I'm like, oh, something triggered this. Yeah. It's not just like my life triggered this.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Imagine this power that we have towards thinking negative thoughts and it affecting our bodies if we thought positive.
I do think positive.
But
you got to do that.
But into your body?
Yes.
I started whispering to myself, bicep, bicep, bicep.
Trying to grow it?
Bicep, bicep.
I don't know if that's going to work. But hey, fuck it. Fuck it.
Fuck it, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this. I start worrying about my interaction with the cashier at the store, and I get bumps on my arms.
Yeah,
I'm getting bumps now.
No, you don't want that.
So let's try to turn those bumps into buys.
Yeah, let's do it. I've been getting randomly itchy recently too. I'm like, what is this about?
It's stress. That's how strong our minds are,
Really?
Rob. Rob, our minds are a deep ocean that we've never explored.
You're right. I think you can do a lot, the power of the mind.
We don't even know. This is some fucked up shit. We don't even know anything about our minds.
Yeah.
I saw this thing that, like, we know as much about our brain and how it works as we do as what's in the bottom of the ocean.
Interesting.
We don't know anything, Rob.
I believe in this manifestation. I believe in all this other stuff.
And
I
what am I
believe
speaking
in
to
this.
right now?
I know you are.
I'm speaking to this.
I agree.
I'm trying to. Here's the thing. Can I tell you the secret of what's happening right here,
What?
Rob? I'm trying to get people on board for how powerful these witches are and these manifestation people without using their language.
Okay.
Because sometimes you got to give trick them into figuring it out.
Well, you were saying this. Somebody told me this about myself recently that I went to high school with. They were like, I feel like you jump timelines. And I'm like, Sebastian's been talking about this jump timeline idea a lot recently. Yeah. And you can, I don't know. I'm figuring it out. But I was on a different timeline, undoubtedly so.
You know what's crazy, man?
What?
I don't even say it like joking around.
I know. This person didn't say. This person's witchy.
I know.
She told me you jump timelines. I'm like, we're speaking the same language.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm not even joking around. When I say those things, I'm like, I'm in the kitchen whispering to myself. That's
good.
I go, I can't believe I just jumped timelines. I'll be like looking at my hands.
That's great. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't put it past us that we could jump timelines.
I think so.
I saw this beautiful poem, I guess, about like choosing a path.
Yeah.
And like sitting on a fig tree. I'm sure this is a famous poem. It's like you sit on a fig tree and you look at the branches. I'm gonna butcher this.
I was just gonna say, if it's famous, it's getting fucked up.
I'm butchering this. And each branch produces a fruit, and that you get to choose which fruit you reach for. Is it like a family, a loving family life? Is it a successful career? Is it being an artist around bohemian people, right? But the only thing is that you can't, like, if you choose one path, you commit to it. Don't have the lack of absence of not choosing.
Okay.
Like make sure that you choose, like, don't just sit there and get paralyzed with, I don't know what thought to have.
Okay.
And I think that I sometimes feel like that. Oh, I don't know what to do. But now I've been realizing what this poem didn't play into account is that I could fucking jump timelines.
You can do anything.
I could jump branches.
You could do it.
I could get any fruit I want whenever I need.
Yes.
So why?
That's good.
So I shouldn't be scared of, like, paralysis of choice.
No.
They say fear that. Go for something or else you'll end up with no fruit. I could go from branch to branch. All I have to do is look at my hands and jump timelines. I don't know how often I share this. This is real stuff that's about to be dropped here.
Okay.
That I have muses.
Yes, you do.
Do I talk about that on the podcast?
Not really.
But I do have muses.
Lots of muses.
people that inspire me. That's what a muse is to me.
Yes.
People that I look at and I go, this is inspirational.
Yes.
These are people.
You're a comedian.
Uh-huh.
And they have their natural
Their
je ne sais quoi.
Their freedom of
It's
self.
comedic.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
their inability to see what maybe others would perceive as flaws and power through, I think, is inspiring to you.
it is inspiring because
You're confused by the confidence
I'm just so critical
of yourself.
of myself.
So to see people with such confidence that maybe some people would say, where does this come from, this confidence? Why are they so confident?
No.
The world.
What do I say?
You love it.
You're my muse.
You're their muse.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
they're
my,
your muse.
They're my
your
muse, right?
Yes.
And Rob,
There's a new muse.
I found a
New muse alert.
I found a new muse. And
Some of the old muses, I don't even know if you would publicly share.
I probably can't share a bunch of old muses. Yeah, I can't share muses. There's a bunch of muses I would not be able to share, but this muse,
people would know them.
yes, people would know the I have muses, and yeah, which is incredible. Well, I have this new muse. They're called the MD Foodie Boys.
The MD Foodie Boys.
Maryland Foodie Boys.
Okay.
So they're a group of 12-year-olds that gather around and have a podcast.
Yes.
The amount of swag on this podcast, Robbie, is through the roof. It's a bunch of boys sitting around.
Boys.
Boys.
Important to note.
They're boys.
Yes.
And I love them.
They're children.
They're children, and I love them. I'm obsessed with them. And I think, well, I'm going to get to it. I think that we should be inspired by them, and we should be taking pages out of their book.
Okay.
Well, what they do, which is incredible, is they will say, we do a version of it. We do
yes.
a worse version of what these
We do a
children
worse
are doing.
version.
And I think that we should swag it up. We should do a segment where we start swagging it up for 10 minutes. Go as basic. They bring up the most basic topic possible.
Yes.
And then they'll just kind of quietly sit in the quiet and just agree with each other softly.
I do a version of what they do. Closer.
A little bit.
Especially if you're going off on a topic, I'm pretty much doing I'm giving exactly what they're giving.
These kids are
Like,
inspirational.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what
100%.
they do. But there's long
100%.
silences, and
Yeah, we don't play with silence enough. They're really comfortable with silence, and I think we're both two people that are pretty comfortable with silence.
Rob,
and they are really comfortable with silence.
well, you know what makes them? You know what makes little boys? They go from having like a security blanket or stuff like that, and what do they get after? Like, how do they feel secure walking around the world? Drinking plastic water bottles
with no label.
Of course, I took the label off.
With no
I'm
label.
getting into
Important.
character,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
What little boys do, what kids do, even adults.
Yeah.
They'll say something and they drink their water bottle so they don't have to like deal with that no one's responding quickly.
It's a nice punctuation too. It's comedic timing. The water bottle is a tool.
So I think that we should start now. I would like to do a little segment.
Inspired by them?
Inspired by them. Where we talk about, so a debate that they'll have is like
just any food.
Drums versus flats.
Yeah.
They won't even do verse. They'll just do drums and flats.
Yeah, yeah. They're kind of supportive.
They're just kind of supportive. And
it's like a bad improv game. They yes and ish. They yes and.
There's nice
yes.
chunks of silence, and it's just the most I'm important.
Because they listen.
They do listen. And I would like to now do I would like to be inspired by them and use a muse how one should.
Okay.
And create an homage. Bring us to that moment.
Okay. Are you gonna throw out the topic, or you want me to throw out the topic?
I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like pizza's banging, right?
Fuck. Yeah, pizza's Bro, I could have pizza every day. You fucking with pep?
Love pep. You ever have mushroom?
Nah, mushroom. That shit sounds. Is it good?
Sleeper.
Mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yo, you know what I fuck with? Extra cheese.
True.
You ever have a pizza and you're like, yo, this could use some extra cheese. And then you're like, oh, that's like an option.
Nah.
Yeah, you gotta try it. Extra cheese.
Dope. That will be their whole clip. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's good.
It's actually incredible.
Yeah.
We actually did too much.
We did.
They're less.
Less?
They're like this. They'll do nothing. They're so beautiful. They'll be like, you ever put ice in a drink?
Yeah.
Makes it cold.
Sometimes it makes like your teeth cold too.
True.
Room temp, kind of a sleeper.
Could be the move.
Could be the move. Could be the move.
Could be the move.
And they love they
and
do
they
like
just slam the water bottle. As
I used to do that move a lot.
A water bottle.
The exact.
The high up grip.
Yeah.
You want to know a kid is like figuring out who they are in themselves. They're like stepping into who they are, or a person figuring out who they are is comfortable. If they're constantly holding a water bottle high like this and drinking it, you go, okay, I'm gonna be nice because
they're still on the journey.
They're still on the journey.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
I always like to have an accessory though.
Can I argue this?
What?
I think that the water bottle, the Stanley Cup's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, just a different vehicle, you know?
I think we like accessories in general. I think I would be doing that. I like to flip it. I'll flip the water bottle. I used to have my flip phone. I'll be doing this with the flip phone out, doing the fidget spinner with the flip phone. You can't really do it with the iPhone.
You know who needed something? Gronk during the Super Bowl. He can't even make eye contact
really?
with anyone.
I didn't see anything. I really barely watched the Super Bowl.
Bro, he's so funny. He'll go. He doesn't know how to be a talk yet.
Really?
He doesn't know how to be a sportscaster, Gronk, because he'll go like this. Yeah, when I was at the Super Bowl, you don't understand. I just had to make sure I push and grind, and then it's never enough. You know, once you give them, they never got enough from you, and they just want another Super Bowl.
Yeah. I didn't see
and
that.
then he'll pucker up his lips and look around like a little kid looking for approval.
I didn't see that.
He's tremendous. I was dying laughing at him. Little kids are, what's so great about them is they're purely them.
Yes.
There's an age where kids are still purely them, and that's beautiful.
Which is nice.
And it's hard to see because these kids are purely them, but they're slowly slipping into this is the last
cool
moment.
trope.
This is the last moment that they're going to be them.
Interesting.
They're losing them every podcast that they do.
Probably so.
Which is sad.
Oh, that is sad.
And it's the exact
part
opposite
of
of this podcast.
Yes.
So when you say that we joke, we do the exact opposite, Rob. I find myself every week.
Yes, that's good.
They lose themselves.
But you were them.
I was them.
Yes.
I recognize that journey.
So you're seeing that.
Because
sometimes it's good to see how you lose yourself to find yourself.
Well, because you
got to retrace the steps. Where was I? Where's my keys? Somebody who loses shit.
Of course.
You got to retrace.
I'm always dropping breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So for me, I've been I think that kids authentically being themselves is such a beautiful thing. I've been watching Chop Jr. I love Chop Jr. because one, it's these little kids show up and they're there and they're authentically themselves and they're incredible cooks for 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. And something I've noticed is a 10-year-old has the same exact fashion. A 10-year-old is basically a 50-year-old man that just went through a divorce.
Interesting.
Because they both wear fedoras. They're both huge.
Fedoras?
The fedoras go for two people.
Who is a 10-year-old wearing a fedora?
You go to Chop Jr., every other contestant's wearing a fedora.
Do you think it's Chop Jr. deciding this, the parents, or the child?
The child.
Okay, wow.
I think a child hits an age where they go, I want to wear a fedora. I want to wear a fun hat. I went through a fedora phase.
I bought a fedora once.
And how old are you?
Not a child.
Yo,
I went to the Belmont, and I'm like, I got to bring a fedora to the Belmont.
You were dressed in a costume.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So these young kids are the same as these older divorced dads, right?
Yes, okay.
The older single 50-year-olds.
Okay.
Man, they wear fedoras. They love wearing button-downs with their hobbies on them.
Okay.
I've never seen someone that wears button-downs with their hobbies on it more than like a middle-aged man and a 12-year-old boy. They're the same people.
You're right.
They love to share new facts they learned. They're good at waiting to speak, but you could tell that they're waiting to talk. When you could see like the 12-year-old on Chop Jr. just waiting to speak as the other person's speaking, it's the same energy that I get from like an older guy that's like waiting to tell his new facts. It's tremendous.
That's funny.
Oh, God. They both struggle with facial hair.
Okay.
These little kids are, I'm looking at them, I go, these are old men. These are old single lost men.
Interesting.
It's incredible. The shoes that they wear are either extremely functional.
Okay.
No one likes more extremely functional shoes than a 12-year-old and an older man.
Yeah.
In the middle, you're looking for fashion.
You think I think divorced person, I think they're trying to get into fashion and not understanding it, which maybe is similar to a 12-year-old boy.
I think sometimes people, in my mind, I'm looking at like there's this idea of a single income older man that like is able to spend his money on fun toys and gadgets,
Yes.
you know? And I'm like imagining them. They wear like very functional shoes. And these little boys, one little boy was wearing these sandals. He goes, I like it because my toes get hot. And so they let him breathe. I go, that's an amazing answer.
there are people at the beginning of puberty finding themselves, and there are people coming out of like an extended time where they had lived one life and they're finding a new self.
Fedoras are for finding yourself.
Man, fedoras are for finding yourself.
Fedoras for men, we hate on them too much, but for them, it's a lighthouse in a dark area. It's a lighthouse in a dark time where a man doesn't know what he's going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
He goes, I don't know where I am and who I am anymore. Let me grab the light.
Interesting.
AKA
fedora.
A fedora. This will help guide me to find where
I'm trying to think of the most famous fedora wearers.
Justin Timberlake.
Neo, I would think.
But these are celebrities. Also, Justin was finding himself.
Yeah, I would say Neo too at that time.
He was finding. Here's the thing: just because they're celebrities doesn't mean they're not on that finding themselves journey.
Yeah, of course. And they might still wear it now. I feel like Frank Sinatra wore them, right? Were they popular back then?
But people wore them with suits.
It was a lot of people wearing them with suits.
Yes.
So that's a different time.
A different time completely.
Okay.
I'm also talking about a newsy cap.
Okay.
A newsy cap is similar to this fedora.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
It's you go, I don't know where I am. I'm in a dark cave. Let me get my little helmet with the light on it.
You're right.
And that is a hat that's not sports team related.
Yes.
And
You're right.
You throw that on your head and you go, I just went through a rough patch. This is going to help me.
Yeah, you're right.
We can't. If a man is struggling and they're trying to find themselves and they grab a fedora, we go, thank you for choosing that as your vice. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Hopefully that's it.
Hopefully if that's it,
yeah,
you are fucking killing it, bro.
Yeah.
You are killing it. I'm watching Chop Jr. And the disrespect that Ted Allen, the host, has for these little children make me I'm disgusted.
Okay.
I am disgusted with how Ted Allen talks to these little children. Because these little children are creating masterpieces, presenting them, stuff that most adults at home could not cook, presenting them to the judges, tasting them, and then Ted Allen goes, oh, I heard you know how to do a cartwheel. Can you do a cartwheel for me? The person just took a Jolly Rancher lollipop, reduced it to make a raspberry reduction to put on top of salmon, and you go, I know you know most of the state capitals. Can you give it a swing? What type of disrespect?
That's crazy.
These people.
Because adults would get so mad. You're going to quiz me on the state capitals right now on TV? What's going on?
After literally.
Make me do a cartwheel?
Having to cook a meal with no knives, only plastic utensils.
Yeah.
Because that was the picnic basket challenge.
That's wild.
They had to take candied sardines. One of them ground them up and put it on top of a pasta to give it like a salty base. And then the person goes, so, I hear you like Squishmallows. She also likes fucking cooking, bro.
Yeah.
Answer a cooking question.
Yeah, that is kind of wild. I guess they really want to lean into the kids.
We could see that they're children.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't need to know fun facts about these. I feel like Ted Allen, we need to ask them questions. What was your inspiration? You know how much I want hearing an inspiration from a real chef. That's gonna be either beautiful or you're gonna roll your eyes. Hearing inspiration from a child might just blow your fucking mind.
Especially if they're really good at it.
It might just blow your mind.
Yeah, listen to the kids.
I mean,
They're corrupted.
Before they're corrupted, I'm just looking. I go, Ted Allen. These kids are taking the worst ingredients. They give them frozen pizza. They have to like shave the cheese off the top as it's frozen in order to melt it down, in order to make a potato croquette in 20 minutes.
And they're doing it.
And he goes, so here you got an older sister. Yeah. What are we doing here?
You want to hear about them and their chef's journey. How do they get so fucking good at cooking? That's what people want to know.
Yes.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So I think that I want to respect. I think that children are beautiful inspirations, and they have this like beautiful, pure,
I agree.
Innocent, like they see the world. It's like those stupid memes that like old people and young people see the world clearly.
Yes.
And
I
us
used
in the
to
middle
be around
don't.
kids a lot, and I'm not as much anymore. I mean, I grew up. I'm the oldest cousin of tons of cousins, so I was always around my family. There's always kids. I worked at the YMCA. There's always kids. I taught kids swimming lessons. There's always kids around. Even in college, I would go like volunteer at the schools and stuff. I just liked being around. I don't know. Like I was good at being an older brother, and I'm like I could do this for whoever.
Yeah.
And now I'm never around kids. I'm like not. It's just like why would I be?
Why would you be?
I guess my family, but I don't see my family as much as I used to.
It's just nice,
and it's nice. You get reminded. They're funny. They say funny things. They're like not thinking about.
Speak the truth.
They speak the truth. Yeah.
They speak the truth. They'll be like, "Why'd you use that ingredient?" Well, it's gross, and I want to hide it as much as I can in the dish.
Yeah.
It's like incredible.
Yeah, they are themselves, which is very nice. And you see when it like starts to change, it's sad, and to try to like keep them on the right track was nice. That was like a nice. I don't know. Well, it's rewarding.
I think there's a moment where you realize that some people are laughing, that they feel like people are laughing at them.
Yes.
Children, which is sad.
Yeah.
The moment that it's like, wait, are they laughing at me or with me?
Now you need to understand them and speak their language like in a genuine way. Because once you can get on the same page with them and you're joking together, then it's like, oh, they respect you and they feel safe with you.
I think that you need to do that. There's nothing I hate more. I've said this here. There's nothing I hate more than a parent that laughs at a child because they did something wrong because a lesson they should have taught them.
Yeah.
That's a whole spew of internet videos.
No, you're just having. Yeah, it's cruel to the kid. You're just like making fun of your kid.
This is how we develop people that don't have sense of humor.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Sense of humor is you lose sense of like your sense of humor when your parent laughs at you for doing something wrong because they didn't teach you how to do it right.
Yes. You don't want to be silly.
You don't want to
be laughed at. You're afraid to get laughed at.
Because parents filming, I watch them and I go, you're laughing at your children.
Yeah.
And posting this.
That's wild.
You've seen these videos, I'm sure.
Not as much. This is not like the Rizzler.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rizzler has some that like makes me feel like him not being able to pronounce words or read.
Yeah.
And then it's like the dad laughing, calling him an idiot.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm like, bro, you're the one who should be taking him to school.
Teach him how to read.
If I was 8, I wouldn't want to go to school.
My kid's an idiot. That's wild.
Yeah. It's insane.
You got to try.
And then the dad couldn't even pronounce the words.
Then he's being funny, I guess. But still,
no,
it's not fair to the Rizzler.
It's not fair to the Rizzler.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm like all about like seeing these kids for that moments. That moment where you lose your innocence is such a sad.
It is sad.
Because you start worrying about, I guess it's the moment when you start worrying about how people perceive you.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because you want to be kind to people.
Yes.
You want to show love to people. You want to make people feel comfortable.
But most times it's not that.
But
yeah,
it's most of the time it just removes who you hurt yourself in that process.
Yes. Yeah, which is not good.
No. No. And yeah, I just see these little boys losing themselves.
That's sad. I've seen that.
There's a light switch that happens in a kid that's like, oh, now they're like worried about fitting in.
But you want to keep that alive and keep encouraged to be themselves, encourage safety. Like you want to try to. That's what I always tried to do. But I was good with kids. Kids liked me. I did a good job. I remember when I was like working at the schools in college, one of the kids I would go see every week, call me on Thanksgiving to wish me happy Thanksgiving. And the mom was like, he really wanted to call you. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
like,
incredible.
no worries. Like, happy Thanksgiving.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I was always like able to communicate with kids, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But now I just don't use that skill. I mean, I
You
use
don't
the skill
need
to adults. I think
Yeah.
adults is very similar.
Can I tell you
when I
this?
teach them how to swim, it's a very similar how I spoke to the kids, how I speak to the adults.
Rob,
What?
they're kids.
I know.
They're kids.
I know.
They're kids, Rob.
Everybody wants to be seen and
Everyone wants to be a kid.
patient and like have like you want to be. I don't know.
If we
But and also it's like the way I saw the kids too wasn't so diminishing. You know what I mean? Like if you're treating the adults and if we can have like an honest conversation, like we would have like I would just sit and talk normally, not completely normally, but like a little more normally than I think most people do.
treating someone like a child should be a positive thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they care about my feelings. They're protecting me from things that might
100%.
hurt me, and they're trying to make sure my emotions are seen.
Yeah. Of
They
course.
treated me like a child.
Yeah.
Right? In theory, treating someone like a child should be such a compliment.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm like, I'm an adult. I'm not going to deal with this. Is like, if you speak to me how most adults speak to children, which is like a diminishing, like negative, aggressive
which
way.
isn't good.
No, I'm not dealing with that.
I
That's
think-
when I'm like, I'm an adult. Talk to me like I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But I think ideally people are people and you can figure out what the person is in front of you and do a good job at communicating with them. But most people don't do that.
We can't fix it.
No. I wanted to say I saw this joke on Twitter that I wanted to bring up. It made literally no. I mean, I actually thought it was funny. I was laughing at this joke. I don't think the writer's intention was what made me funny. But I saw this joke. JD Vance tweets, the difference between the two genders. Headed to church. Life is a Highway comes on the radio. 4-year-old boy. This is a great fighting song. All caps with exclamation points. 3-year-old girl. No, this is a dancing song. Laugh, laugh, laugh. And my takeaway from this is what 4-year-old boy hears Life is a Highway and is immediately like, I'm trying to fuck somebody up.
No, little boy.
What 4-year-old boy is like, I want to ride this all night long and is like, all right, Billy in my 2nd grade class, let's go outside and fight. Like, what? This is not a fighting song.
No.
This is JD Vance putting onto his children that the 4-year-old boy should be fighting.
It's tough.
It's not even like this is my fight song or like Eye of the Tiger.
Sure.
Like you want to get a song that's a little bit more
Rocky.
aggro.
Yeah.
Life is a highway. Life's like a road that you travel on. There's one day here and the next day gone. That is not inspiring any 4-year-old boy to want to get into a physical altercation.
I mean, this is either the parents teaching or it's a made-up story.
It's a made-up story for sure, but
Does
I
he-
think it's just so misguided of what, like J.D. Vance trying to project masculinity onto like the two gender norms of like 4-year-old boys want to fight when they hear Life is a Highway. It's like you're so departed from reality.
4-year-old boys don't want to fight. They want to love
No.
and be happy and
4-year-old
silly.
boys are children. This is before they even
They're
go
dancing.
to kindergarten.
Yes.
What 4-year-old boy is listening to Life is a Highway
They're
and wants to get into a fight?
No one.
Physical altercation.
A fight
I want to
scare them.
potentially harm myself.
The fight scares them. They're a little child.
What is the lyric? Like where? This is such a stretch of like projecting gender norms. It is so insane to me.
I mean, especially for little children.
4 years old.
Yeah, man. This is
I don't know a single man of any age that hears Life is a Highway and is like, I need to go fuck somebody up right now.
it's not a fighting song.
It's not a fighting song.
Well,
It's not a fighting song for 4-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 25-year-olds. There's so many songs that maybe would get you pumped up to go fight somebody.
sure.
Has ever a boxer or UFC fighter walked out to Life is a Highway?
No.
No, this is not a fighting song.
No.
JD Vance is just so unsure of what masculinity is that he's just like, Life is a Highway, fighting song, dancing song, and he thinks he has some great joke. And I'm like, man, it is funny,
is
but I
tough.
just don't think you realize.
That's tough. He just doesn't know what's going on. Are you looking at comments or something?
No, I'm looking at like the lyrics to this song. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't understand. I'm trying to even find something that would make you want to be inspired to go on a fight. Makes you want to drive. Makes you want to sing.
It's a good driving song.
Yeah.
On the Road Again.
On the road again.
That's the first song that I kicked the shit out of. I heard On the Road Again, and I started slamming someone's face in it. I heard On the Road Again. Yeah, I just started.
So weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand it. I thought it was strange.
It's very. I mean, this is.
He just doesn't understand masculinity at all. Most men don't understand, I think, the state of the world and how to materialize masculinity within it. And it's sad. Because they come up short. Like, women are not attracted to the brand of masculinity that's out right now. And it's not even... I don't... Like, the toxic, all of it, it's just like... It's so misguided on so many levels that it's just like... I don't even know... There can be an attractive brand of masculinity. It just doesn't really exist in what these guys are telling you.
Well, that's... I mean, that's... I mean, he's not a masculine guy either that
but
way
he thinks
either.
He's trying to be
Even
a version of himself that doesn't... Like, a version of masculinity that he will never be able to accomplish.
Well, I think...
And you got to own that. You got to understand who
thing.
you are.
My advice for someone to like be masculine and be sure of themselves is to be themselves. But people like that shouldn't be themselves. There's some people in life that you go, you should be a fake person.
I agree.
You see someone like
I
actually think that like giving the advice of everyone should be themselves.
I agree.
No. Have you met some people?
Yeah.
They need to pretend for their whole life.
Yeah.
They need to take an acting class and then commit to that character.
They need to find a new center.
Well, they just need to go, oh yeah, nobody likes me. Oh yeah, I'm repulsive as a human. Like my personality makes me want to. Don't be yourself. For some, there should be two different types of people: people that can be themselves because there's something good going on inside, or people that need to pretend to be someone else until they can be themselves.
You got to work on yourself. That's the better advice.
But here's
work on yourself.
No, pretend to be someone else forever. Go
else.
method with because you suck so much as a person.
There's some people that are like that.
And here's the thing: I'd rather they do that than be themselves.
We used to, my high school, the first day of school every year, there was an assembly called UBU. And I had the same thought in high school.
There's some people that shouldn't
need to be you. Yeah.
Some people
UBU is not for the whole grade.
There's some people, I mean, it
was more like, you're a skater, be a skater. You're a theater kid, be a theater kid. Like, all cliques are great. Do you fit in a box? Good. Be in that box. Yeah, no. And don't be ashamed, because we like all the boxes equally.
Some people
that was kind of the vibe.
Some people, it's good to go, oh, I terrify me. Let me pretend.
Some people are bad people. And they need to do some thinking about what they do, what their life's work, like what is their life's work, what are you doing, like what are we here for?
I just think it'll be good, and which is fine, and you could get better.
Yes, I think you can always get better.
Yeah, so I think
I believe in the ability to change.
But here's the thing: when you're bad, don't be you.
Yes, I agree.
When you're
bad, it's time to work on you.
Yeah, when you pretend, be like I'm working on myself and pretend to be a different person.
That's what's like. Some people are like, oh, just be yourself on the dates. Like, that's not good advice for actually a lot of people.
No,
because a lot of people are bad listeners. They're bad at. They want to talk about themselves too much. Well, they are obsessed with bad jokes.
Well, he is. Oh God, I can't.
I've talked to a lot of women recently that are just like, I just get fucking flung bad jokes at the whole time, and then told I have a bad sense of humor. It's
well,
like,
good on them not laughing.
I know. It's just like, and they're like, I'm trying to laugh at the ones I even can connect to at all, and then just being told that you have a bad sense of humor because you don't find me funny. It's like, I hate that when I don't like when stand-ups do that. When they just like lash out at the audience. I'm like, at a certain point, I get not every audience is great, but you start bombing a few times a week, you got to look inward. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's these people that tell jokes on dates. So it is Valentine's Day coming up. We should address that. Happy Valentine's Day. Whether that is just another day of the week for you or it is you sharing love. And I think for me, I want to promote Valentine's Day as something beyond romantic love. Valentine's Day should be about like you showing things that you love it, showing people that you love them.
Okay.
Right? I think that we should rebrand Valentine's. If we really want to sell Valentine's Day, it should be rebranded as just a general love holiday.
I love that.
Rather than a romantic love holiday. These fucking morons, these capitalist morons are so stupid they don't even know how to spin it right to make more money.
I know.
Like, if they just went, wait, what if we had everyone celebrate Valentine's Day, just not the people in romantic relationships? We could make more money.
I'm sure they've tried, but they just don't know how to do it correctly.
Fucking.
I know.
I think that Valentine's Day, I'm going to start looking at it as a holiday that it's a celebration of love in my life.
I love that.
Because it can't just be about like, oh, I don't have anyone. Why today am I going to be like, oh, I don't have a romantic partner. Let me get down on myself. If that's something I want, I should be pursuing that.
Yes.
It's good to recognize that. But also, it should be a day of look how much love I have in my life in this avenue, in this avenue, in this avenue.
Yes. I always loved Valentine's Day as a single person. This will be my 10th Valentine's Day in a row as a single man.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, it's just if you go out, it's all single women. Which is fun. There's never a holiday or a day of the year in New York where if you go out to the bars, you're pretty much guaranteed to know everybody's single.
That's great.
It's the most single mixer of New York City that there is of any day of the year.
No one needs to wear name tags or anything.
If you're out with your girls and I'm out with the guys, we're all single.
They're at least single enough to hook up.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, if you're out with the girls on Valentine's Day and you got a boyfriend, you're single enough to hook up.
100%.
That's the truth of it.
Always on vacation, but like 99% of the people that end up being out for Valentine's Day are single.
Yeah.
So it's just a flirty day. And I'm a flirty person. I like to go out and flirt. It's just like you could go out and flirt. But I like this idea of celebrating all the types of love.
We have so much love, and even
I agree.
Like I love things too.
Of course. I remember one of my favorite papers I ever wrote in high school, which is a nerdy thing to say.
Yeah, bro.
We had to do this prompt. There's like the truth about, and you had to just like write about something. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And I wrote the truth about love, and I wrote 7 all the different types of love. And I thought it was like revolutionary because I'm like 15 and I'm like talking about all the different romantic, like how we contextualize all these different types of love.
And what was this, physics?
This was English.
But so I think that this should be a day that it should just be a general love holiday. And I think I'm taking a page out of Valentine's Day. So they don't have the Valentine's Day is for people that we don't have love, like a romantic kind of love.
Well, a lot of them now do it.
Both.
They do both because the people in romantic relationships can't miss out on the fun.
Well, can I tell you this?
They also probably love their girls more than their boyfriend.
It depends, right? But I think you should either have to choose between Valentine's Day and Valentine's Day. You shouldn't get both. You don't get both, babe. You don't get the cake and eat
it too.
You don't get the cake and they eat it too.
Yeah, because then it's almost a little. What's the fucking word I'm looking for?
To show up.
Not condescending.
Well, here's the idea, the energy behind it. You're showing up to an event that was created or on the foundation of we're girls, we're single, we're sticking together, and you're showing up to the event being like, I'm here. Tomorrow's gonna be amazing, though, right? You're showing up to almost like be with them and then feel better than them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're looking down.
Sympathetic to them. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, I'm on varsity, but I'm gonna play the JV game today with you all. I'm sitting in with JV practice squad right now.
I think some women are not gonna like this.
Why?
I don't know, because they're gonna be like, no, I love my girls.
Okay.
Then choose the girls. That's what you're saying.
I say choose the girls.
You get one, Valentines or Valentines.
Because Valentine, but here's
this is also a horrible take if you're a man in a relationship. If you're like, babe, you can only choose Valentines or Galentines.
If I had a girlfriend,
then
this would be
wild.
Toxic take. Listen, my girl wanted the Galentine's Day, so I said, fucking
choose me or choose them. You can't do that. But as a single man, it's a different perspective.
I want Galent. I'm trying to keep Valentine's Day just with the gals, the single gals.
I get that.
Because I think that you want to go there and feel silly and free and not be like
talk shit about men.
Yes.
Talk shit about all the girls' boyfriends because they all have their flaws.
And that is happening at Valentine's Day.
It should.
Valentine's Day is the women in relationships. They're talking about your spouses.
Yeah.
And they're feeling great that they're not in it.
They deserve it.
They deserve a moment where they get to shit on relationships and have a great time. Valentine's Day should be filled with love and shitting on that you're not a part of a relationship. So,
or talking about how nice it is to be single.
Yes.
When you talk about how nice it is to be single, you're seen as desperate. If you talk about how nice it is to be in a relationship, you're seen as this like beacon of society, and it's like that's not fair.
It's not.
I could see if you talk about how nice it is to be single, it's like you're selfish, you're lonely, you're coping. It's just like, I love myself. I'm sorry.
We can't put up with this. And this
I know it's ridiculous.
Valentine's Day is a safe space to talk about how great single is, and then you start inserting people that aren't single to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you don't feel as free going, you know how nice it is I don't have to fucking pause the show and explain what's going on because he was shitting for 30 minutes? Yeah. Do you know how nice that is?
It's nice.
You know what's great? I cook my meal. I eat whatever I want every night.
Yes.
Every night.
It's nice.
You know what sucks? That I cook and I have to clean and I cook what he wants.
Yeah.
That all sucks.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
So, we need to go to a place where the gals could gal.
I agree.
And I think that Valentine's Day, we should open it up.
To who? Pals? You want to go?
The pals.
I love chit-chatting with the gals.
I want to be
chit-chatting with the gals at work yesterday. I just like to chit-chat with the gals.
To do a Valentine's Day?
I've done that before. Going out with all the boys. We're single. And you meet a group of gals. You don't even necessarily make out. Like, it's not a big,
Can I tell you this?
You don't want to turn it into a love story that we met on Valentine's Day. But it's just such a flirty energy in New York. It's amazing.
If you're going to do all boys Valentine's Day, a Valentine's Day, we'll say, right?
It's more like, it's Valentine's Day, Thursday night. We're trying to go out, right?
I want the opposite energy.
You want to stay in?
I want all the boys getting together, cozying up.
Okay.
I want blankets among us. I just want a day that, we could cozy up too.
Yes.
I think that there is a rewarding aspect to getting cozy with the friends.
Yeah, of course. I love doing that.
Getting cozy with the friends. And I think that is okay to be for us to push love.
For a lot of guys to come through.
Yes, the guys come through. Let's do some pizza. Talk about Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Like do our intro. Oh, everyone bring their favorite Funko Pop. We'll have them talk to each other. That's what guys want to do.
I'm trying to make out Sebastian trying to communicate via Funko Pop.
Guys,
what's going on, man?
I mean, look at us, bro. We both have our little toys. We both have our little fucking...
I'm down to do this shit. But come on. Every single woman is out in New York City. Can we do it tomorrow?
No. Bro, they're going to be there. They're going to be there.
I literally picture this shit all the time.
Can I tell you this?
All the time. I'm like, let's do whatever.
Can I tell you this though, Rob?
What?
I think that a love or a flirt or on Valentine's Day is not long lasting.
No, it's not. I want to talk about Severance. I also need to talk about something. Big news happened. Huge news happened about a week and a half ago. No. Huge news happened last Saturday.
Okay.
Luka Doncic, the biggest trade in sports history, they're calling it. Luka Doncic got traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. And some other stuff. Another young player, first-round pick. And I felt like for the past week, 8 days, that I was going through a breakup. And that sounds crazy.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
But I want to contextualize. I've watched every Laker game last season.
That's tough. That's you.
Which is 87 games. 87 2-hour games. 2 hour plus. I watched almost every Laker game the season before, which was a longer season. We'll call that 97 2-hour games.
We're hitting too many numbers.
I'm
losing you on the numbers. I'm losing you when you hit 97 rather than just say 100.
Okay,
my mind is getting
lost. I like to be specific.
I love this. I love it. But you're losing me on the numbers, Rob. I'm just trying to.
I watched this Olympics all summer, so let's call it 200 games.
I love that.
200 2-hour plus games, 400 hours.
400 hours.
I consume tons of podcasts and media around the Lakers, and I believe in them so much. It's something that I believe in, that Anthony Davis and LeBron James could win a championship in the NBA, given the right pieces around them. It's something that I believe in to my core and my whole heart. And it was just starting to like kind of come to fruition, the vision. And they were very much set up to do that. And then this massive blockbuster trade happens. And Anthony Davis, the person who's my age, born 1993, who I'm a huge fan of, gets traded to another team. Granted, the person coming in is an international superstar, is a household name, Luka Doncic. He will be, you have to take that trade if you're the Lakers, just because he's 6 years younger. And this is your franchise, whatever. Although I think they could have won with AD and LeBron, and that's huge for the franchise too if you win with LeBron in his last years. LeBron can play with anybody. I'm sure he'll figure out how to make it work with Luka Doncic. That's his favorite player. LeBron's favorite player in the league is Luka Doncic.
That's pretty good, though.
But I was sad. I mean, this is a lot of time and like heart and thought and just care that I put into this team, and it was just like taken away. It feels like I'm watching my favorite TV show and the character got killed off. Or like you watch
the final season of The Office, no Carell.
It's not, so LeBron would be Carell. But like when LeBron retires, I'm going to cry for sure. I will be inconsolable when LeBron retires. And I will be inconsolable if they win. But it's just like this weird, I don't know. This is one of the more committed relationships that I've had in my 20s and 30s is following LeBron James, and then since the last 5 years is following Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And now he's gone.
Can I tell you something, Rob?
What?
You were so brave.
Why?
For saying that out loud in a public platform.
There's a lot of men that are feeling this way.
I know.
There's a lot of men that are feeling this way. And
speaking...
it's like you got a younger, hotter, more exciting situation. And I'm like, no, I wanted to make it work with the 31-year-old. I wanted to make it. We could have made it work. And that's kind of how I feel. And I'm like, I don't know what this means. I'm like now going back into my own self. I'm like, what do I want in this world? I'm like, I thought we could have made it work. We didn't need the younger, hotter situation. And now we have that. And I'm excited. Cool. This is great. This will fill needs, maybe even a better fit. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I wanted to make it work. And that's how I feel.
Wow. You wanted team therapy.
They could have made it work. I mean, they're both distraught too.
Sure.
Also, it's like I follow these two. They're like besties and they got broken up. They didn't get to decide. So I feel for them. I'm very emotionally invested in this.
Damn.
And
are you bringing this to other parts of your life? Are you like, I'm sorry, I'm having a rough day because of...
people are expecting me to be really excited. Because like, oh, you're a Laker fan. Like, you got Luka. You must be... Mavs fans are distraught. Mavs fans are just like, they're protesting outside the stadium. They had to get extra security for the GM because they traded away Luka. And I get that. Luka's the future. They have the same situation going on. So I feel for Mavs fans because like I lost my guy, they lost their guy.
Sure.
They're a lot more inconsolable, I would say, than I am. But
so hard. Rob,
I think that
Rob, this is so stupid. How you're like,
what
inconsolable.
Do you mean?
Inconsolable? What do you mean inconsolable?
There are Mavs fans right now that are inconsolable.
I'm not asking.
I don't think you realize how deep sports runs. People were taking down traffic lights last night.
That they're not doing it because they like sports. Those people.
Maybe not.
Those people like hate traffic.
But this is my escape. This is my like relaxation. This is my safe place.
Inconsolable is such a funny word.
This is my safe place. This is my whole.
This is your safe place.
Yeah, go home, get high, and watch the Lakers. This is my like unwind.
Yeah.
Over the last years.
And
the world has been fucking crazy. It really weighs on me, and this is my escape. Oh. And now like a big part of my escape is just like a new thing, and I'm like trying to get excited for Luka because Luka's incredible. I'm excited for LeBron. I'm excited for what it means for everything.
Yeah.
But I'm on the LeBron timeline, so I'm like, all right, we got 2 years left. We could have made it fucking work. I believed in it so much, and we'll never even get to see what could have been. And that's how I feel.
Well, they did have chances for a while, right? How long were they together?
Well, they were hurt. They got hurt in different years. So they never were. The injuries didn't line up, and then then the management wasn't like signing people that fit around them. They've been asking, we need certain archetypes. You need 5 players to win the NBA at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not what it was years ago. The league is so talented.
Sure.
So just like get the right archetype for the right money. Like you can construct the team in the right way to make it work, and that never really happened. But they were just starting to really figure it out. The coach was kind of sabotaging the last 2 years.
Yes,
and now they got a good coach that kind of is way more on the ball of what the NBA is right now.
Well,
and it was all clicking on all cylinders. They won like 10 out of their last 11 games.
So
it was finally like coming to the fruition that I believed in, and then it was just stripped away.
So you say it's like a breakup. How are you coping? What are you doing to deal with it?
Just constantly consuming information about it.
You're just like obsessed.
I'm like, I'll listen to some random guy in his basement with a fucking shitty webcam talk about it.
It's like
I'm just like Anthony Davis, Luka trade.
You're at the point of
YouTube.
the breakup where you're looking at their Venmo to see who they're hitting up on Venmo. Like you're just trying to get
I'm addicted to every information. Yeah.
So that's how you're coping with it.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna say it's a breakup, you're inconsolable. I need to know. And are you like?
It consumes all my thoughts. I mean, there's other people that like to talk about it that I'm just like, we're talking constantly.
Sure.
But I know, like, you don't want to hear me fucking spew about this.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm.
Well, the other thing that's hard is like, oh, aren't you happy? You got a younger.
We've talked about
better,
it, though.
Whatever.
You've talked to me about it.
Yeah.
You've talked to me about it.
I did.
And I sat there and I listened.
Yeah.
Asked a couple questions.
Yeah.
I didn't do bad.
No, you didn't do bad.
I go, oh, okay, yeah.
But
I was there. I was emotionally going.
You were.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I go, let's do a boys' night. How about we get how about this? We get the boys that do an Airbnb upstairs. Okay. I go, how about this?
No, it's not that serious.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
I go, fuck them. I hated them all along.
No, I don't want that. It's
You
sad.
don't want that.
Because it's like, it's sad. It's just sad.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's no fault of their own. Like, it's just unfortunate circumstances. It's a crazy situation. They're calling it the biggest trade in sports history. Well, to give away. And it's like, how do you... And everyone is like, sadly. Why are you... I know. I think he rushed back, too, because the Mavs fans were so upset. He played incredible through 3 quarters, and then he got hurt. I think he's out for another month. Yeah.
That's really
And he's been playing... He's played in the highest percentage of NBA games out of anyone over the last 2 years.
It's just real
Anthony
sad.
Davis.
So then...
I know.
And
now I feel bad for him.
Because he's not
He's got to get up, move his family, and go to... I mean, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's like they're all like... Everyone is covering it. They're like, it's a business, it's a business, it's a business. And it's like, we hate that justification. Like, business... Every time they say something is a business, it's sad. Or it's bad.
Yes.
Most times.
Blaming business only taught me business is bad.
Which LeBron did a good job in his career of like this whole player empowerment movement to kind of shift the narrative back into the players, and they kind of have a lot of control. And some people are like, oh, this is a move in the opposite direction of like you could get traded at any time. Luka's going to miss out on $130 million because he got traded.
Damn.
Like a certain bonus won't be able to kick in now.
Damn. Well,
which I'm excited to see. LeBron and Luka obviously will be fun.
Yeah.
But it's just like people want me to be way more excited, and I'm like, I'm still mourning. Like, don't. Oh, you're so excited, Luka. Which I am excited for Luka. I'm wearing my hat. They're playing tonight, but let me mourn the loss of Anthony Davis. And he's getting so like
this is gonna be
disrespected.
Hard Valentine's Day for you.
We'll see.
That is annoying. Well, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that.
That's all right. I'm ultimately fine.
There's
a lot of bad shit going on in the world, and it'll be very fun to watch LeBron James play basketball with Luka Doncic. It's 8 days. It wasn't a real breakup, but it's getting to a better place. I mean, also, if it could go bad tonight, we'll see.
Yeah, tell me.
What?
Everyone online, you know what they call me?
What?
Fat Luka.
Really?
They go, Luka got fat. Luka got fat. Look at fat Luka. Everyone online on these videos are just calling me Fat Luka, and it's.
And what?
They're
calling Luka Fat Luka too.
They're calling, and I'm the fatter version of Fat Luka. Yeah. I'm a fatter Fat Luka.
You're a fatter Fat Luka.
I'm Luka from the future, and I'm coming back to warn Luka, brother, train with LeBron. This is what could happen if you don't get in the gym with LeBron. You think you're fat now? I look at photos of me 10 years ago. I go, that wasn't fat Luka. That was thin Luka. Make it so that you're not trained. Everyone just called me fat Luka.
That's tough.
I'm fat Luka.
Yeah. I mean, Luka's not fat.
No, Luka's not fat at all.
What are we talking?
No,
he's a high level. He's a number 3
He's
player in the NBA.
I know.
You know how hard it
He's
is to be successful in the NBA?
He's physically
People like to call Jokic fat. It's like Jokic is an incredible high-class athlete.
He's a big man.
He's just big. These people, he's 6'8". Luka's 6'6", 6'7". Jokic is 7 foot.
Oh, I just have to say, Luka, the future could be good. But everyone keeps calling me fat Luka online. And I had to look it up.
You have to look it up.
I had to look it up.
I mean, he's a nice-looking guy.
I go, hey, I like him.
Yeah.
Being called fat Luka, I go, hey, not too bad. Huh?
He's a good-looking guy.
Fat Luka?
Yeah,
I go, wait, you just add in an adjective that makes me feel like I'm more empathetic and understand people more, and I'm a pro athlete? Score for the me. Score for the me.
Yeah.
So I think that's beautiful. I want to say this. This is the first Valentine's Day. I feel comfortable and proud of where I am as a single man.
That's good. That is good.
Let's go.
That's great.
That's pretty good. I feel like I've figured out how to be single, how to live, how to do all that.
That's great.
I'm fucking tremendous.
Yeah. Join the ship, baby. It's
Tremendous.
beautiful. It's a beautiful
I'm not going to be
ship.
going out at all, but
yeah. I mean, still, it's nice.
It is a beautiful ship. So I just want to say that, and I will be celebrating Valentine's Day by giving my love to all the types of love in my life.
That's beautiful. Do you want to talk? Let's talk Severance quickly.
Okay, so we'll talk Severance for a minute, and
before that too, I want to say that Honora's back has never been more back, baby. 12 hours happened, and I wake up on Twitter. All of Twitter's talking about Honora. We're so back. It won a lot of award shows that are huge determinants of Best Picture.
We'll see. I can't.
We're knocking on wood.
Knocking on wood.
But it's
no
at least
what.
back. It looks like we were out. It looks like it was out of the box.
Sure.
It did not look good. They got no awards at the Golden Globes.
No Golden Globes, which fuck the Golden Globes.
Yeah. But it seems like something has changed within me. It seems like something has changed, and it's starting to win. It's gaining a lot of traction, which is just like, this shit is kind of a popularity contest, and it's getting popular at the right time, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Which you love to see.
And people are voting now for SAG Awards and stuff like that. So, cool. So let's we're gonna
talk
hop
Severance.
over.
Two
We'll talk
huge
Severance
episodes
for a little bit, and then we'll also do a Patreon. So if you want to go support us on the Patreon episode, why don't you go check that out? And yeah, share the podcast with people that you want. Severance people, stick around. So we missed. We're episode 3 and 4 we saw, Rob, of Severance. 2 huge episodes.
Absolutely huge.
2 huge, massive episodes. So you're pulling up your phone. You have a note on.
No, I'm trying to reacclimate myself. I just finished watching season 1. Again,
Rewatching.
My roommate's watching it, so I finished rewatching season 1. So it's a lot of things are blurry, but.
So I want to say.
I remember the big things that happened in 3 and I
so
remember
one
4.
of the big
4
things is him getting going under, like reintegrating, right?
Yes.
Going under and starting to reintegrate, and I think that was like such a massive kind of shift that his character is now going to try to like basically infiltrate this place.
Yes.
In my opinion. So I do think that Adam Scott's character is going to be like a warrior on the inside by the end of the show.
You hope so.
I hope that.
I was hoping like when season 1 ended that a lot of season 2 would be out. We would see more outies just in general.
Yeah.
From all 4 characters.
And we are.
Yes, which is cool.
I'm hoping that Adam Scott's character reintegration isn't so that he leaves. Reintegration is so that he stays there and gets attacks from within.
Yes.
That would be amazing. It would make me like love his character.
Of course.
So I mean,
it does such a good job of like labor rights and what they kind of want the working class. Like to me, they're the working class. The innies.
Workers.
Yeah, the innies.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what they want to do to us, like in the world.
Is separate us.
Yeah. And just have you work all day. Like they want you to live this life where you work all day.
Yes.
And you get
fake
less
rewards.
and less time. Yeah, exactly.
You get fake rewards that they're in control of.
So to see someone being able to fight back and get educated, and like it's almost like, all right, he's learning
that's what it is. It's
how
learning.
to, because they want to control the innies. That's like a big part of the whole thing. They can't read outside text. Like
No.
it's all like
And they spread misinformation. They separate all the
100%.
people from each other, and they always are telling these stories that they want to stab you. Even that stupid thing about the belly button that they keep talking about.
Oh yeah, the pouch.
Like the pouch, excuse me.
Yeah.
The pouch is a great example of them just like being like, they're different than you.
Yes.
They're different.
Which they want you to get, like this happens at jobs. They want you to fight with your coworkers for promotions. Like they don't want a workforce that is all together on the same page.
Yeah. I thought that they do a really great job of that, and I do think that that's a great like example. Like they want information, and this is how desperate people are. That when he's trying to burn it into his mind, subconscious.
Oh, I know.
That was like such a desperate moment of like, this is how bad it is. I also want to say this: the brother-in-law that writes the self-help book.
Yes.
I think he's evil.
You do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it just doesn't make sense. Him and the wife's relationship doesn't make sense to me.
Interesting.
They don't seem.
I don't know if I see that. They could do that.
I mean, this is just a wild swing.
Yeah. I mean, he's working with them now.
I know he's working with them now, but there's something off about him.
Yeah, he's wild. But his messaging in the book is positive. It's like corny self-help, but it is like anti-establishment. He's like, you're more powerful than your boss. Like he does say things that seem corny to us, but like they are actually like pro-labor.
Yeah, but
the UUR.
I just think that there's something fishy going on with him.
Maybe he becomes more fishy. I don't know.
I don't know what's. I mean, he's writing a book for them now.
Yes, which is bad.
Which is bad. Which is.
But he just likes attention, I guess.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
I do think. I thought like the UUR, especially I just finished the first season. I'm like, oh, there's actually a lot of good bars in the book. I wanted to talk about Zach's scene too. Zach's scene in episode 3 I thought was incredible, where they make the innie meet the wife.
You know what? I was so happy.
Which is insane.
That they didn't make it like he was like that. He was almost like a little kid, like being like, "Oh, that's cool," you know.
Yeah.
And I wonder how she felt about him.
Well, she says it a little bit. She's like, "Yeah, it was okay." She kind of weirded out by it, I think.
Yeah, I like made me wonder, like, because it's the idea of re-meeting a person that you've loved forever. Like seeing how they interact with you for the first time would be an interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's that idea of like I don't even know if you're beautiful anymore because I've seen you so much, you know?
Yes.
Which I think is a beautiful statement, not a horrible one.
I agree.
Right? But it's to see someone's reaction for meeting you the first time, you wonder how they feel about you, you know?
Yeah, it's not fair to any like I think
it's not fair.
It's so cruel
to him. Yeah.
And that's when you really contextualize the cruelty of everything that's going on.
And to make him know and then have her to leave is the worst part of it.
Because then what is his whole life is in service to 15. But this is kind of where you start to see it resemble the working class more, is like they're reintroducing the family stuff into those people's lives. So now it's like, all right, you see your family for 15 minutes a week. Mm-hmm. Which is like, all right, maybe that'll grow to whatever minutes, but like they want them to become the innies. They don't want them to really be the outies at all.
No.
They want everyone to be the innies.
They're trying to do the bare minimum to keep people as innies.
Yeah. And it's human torture, what they're doing to the innies, so they just want to, I guess, expand on the innie stuff. So it's like, all right, you get the wife in there, that's 15 minutes a week, you get to see your wife and have quality time with them. And that's some people's life.
Sure.
They both have to work so much that they really only get 15 minutes of quality time together.
That is a real thing.
Yeah.
And they don't even know each other anymore.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It is very sad. I think he does such a good job. I mean, all of them have to now play two characters.
Yeah. And I thought...
two completely different people.
I thought it was really sad when he went to go look for another job at the door factory. And and he couldn't get it.
Because of the severed thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which people make mistakes, especially he's trying to leave.
But it made me think of like people that are felons and stuff that too. It made me think of like, oh, you can't one choice in your life because you were like struggling and needed, like he became severed because he was a fuck up. He wanted to like wanted to do something good for his family.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people commit felonies or sold drugs or did crimes because they want to like show up.
Yeah. No one is. They got all taken advantage of.
All the
four of
people.
them.
Yes.
They all in different ways. I mean, Helen is taking advantage of herself for her own promotion,
which is insane. And I don't even think billionaires do that.
No.
I
don't think
they're giving her too much.
I think she's a woman. She's the daughter of the company, and maybe she volunteered.
Well, I would say
but the fact that the father, when she tries to commit suicide, and the father still like wants her to do it, is mental illness.
I think that's one of the wildest scenes was Helly hooking up with Adam.
So now we'll go into episode 4.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely crazy.
One icon. It's beautiful looking.
Great episode.
It's like they dropped in the middle. I love like throwing that right in the middle of a season. I can't imagine how good that's gonna be for like a bit. Like if you're binging the show and all of a sudden it's like the same thing. Whoa, completely different. It's so good.
It's an incredible episode of television. I think they'll all, not all, but Britt Lauer and John Turturro will get Emmy nominations.
I mean,
for
John
that episode
was incredible.
For that episode, for sure.
It truly incredible. He really stands on business in this episode.
Incredible. Which you want to see. That's what we're all we all feel his angst. So to see it actually be like manifested is beautiful. But let's go back to the Mark and Helena.
They have sex, and they basically she's taking advantage of him.
Yeah,
she's the look in her eyes. First when she was laughing at the campsite because of how ridiculous the message that they're sending these people is,
and they believe it.
And they believe that
she's fully acknowledging the manipulation that's happening.
Laughing.
Yeah,
it's laughable how crazy they're manipulating the people. For that to be your response to laugh is wild.
I know. And then she tells him, and then Milchick is like, "Fucking, I'm having to do this."
Yeah,
Milchick has to work too. At the end of the day, Milchick is not. He's not severed, but he's in the fucking grind with these people.
And he's just like, "Come on."
We haven't seen his Audi. Like he has an Audi too.
I don't think he does.
I mean, not actually. But he has a life outside of Lumen, hopefully.
I don't think he does. I think it's going to be like that. He's barely like he's monitoring them in the neighborhood that they all live in one neighborhood. First of all, right. I think
so. He has no work-life balance either.
He has zero.
What does his outside life look like?
He's probably living next door to one of them and seeing them all the time and like playing a role in one of their Audi's life,
which is horrible.
Yeah,
Cobell has a horrible life.
And she goes to go back, and he's like, and they fucking be like, "You're lucky."
Yeah,
which is insane.
I know,
which is insane. But back to this,
so to have
sex,
it was
with your
insane.
Employee, knowing that you're like completely manipulating them in order to like make them love you.
Well, she's not having. She doesn't feel that genuine care in her real life.
She saw that they kissed.
Yes,
and was like, "Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just use."
She doesn't
love
get
to
that.
hurt.
She doesn't get that. I think she doesn't get it in her real life.
Love,
genuine love. I think she saw that and was like, I don't get that, and is like almost jealous. Like she watches. I think she's watching Helly almost jealous of. She has friends. She has love. She has something to believe. Like her whole life is fake fucking cult. Like exploiting people. Like that has to weigh. Like I'm sorry. I just don't think that you're as emotionally and spiritually fulfilled if that's your life. Like you meet these rich people that are just like evil people, whatever, and then you go talk to like, I don't know. Well, they don't feel like real people in a lot of ways. Like they think they're just told, they have to tell themselves lies all the time.
Yeah. I never thought of it like that, but that makes complete sense to me about that doesn't get that in her real life. So she's like, I could now use that.
I think she wants that.
In my mind, she was just being evil and was like, oh, I'm gonna keep him in order for me to keep him here, and I could find like the ultimate like team player by having sex with him, by like being like, let's form a relationship.
Interesting. That's what I thought. She saw that it already happened.
She saw that they kissed, so she's like, oh, I could make him love this job even more.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't matter what he thinks though. That's why.
Interesting.
Because Audi Mark ultimately decides whether he keeps the job or not.
Interesting.
Unless you're gonna get Indy Mark to beg Audi Mark to stay,
Yeah.
but like
I
Audi
guess
Mark
Indy
makes
Mark was a leader. Also, like he was in charge of a unit,
Yeah.
and like that she wanted a good person. Rah rah.
Yeah.
I
think she wants love in her life.
Here's the question: do you think
And
John
is not
Turturro?
fulfilled.
Yeah, I think that's a better analysis. Do you think John Turturro is gonna actually be like?
I think he's
going
gonna reintegrate.
Me too.
Because I just rewatched the end of season 1, and he's saving. Audi Irv is saving newspaper clippings. He's like already anti-Lumen.
And he's already doing
he's
the
painting
painting
the
for the
thing.
imprint on his brain.
He's not done with this. He's already on a Lumen,
I
his
think-
evil journey Audi version of him. So it's nice to see it manifest. But
think
I
he's
love
gonna
Helly
go
R.
hard outside.
Me too. I hope so.
I think he's gonna go hard.
And I hope. I mean, now Mark's reintegrating too. So I hope the two of them reintegrate.
It'll be awesome. I think the show is incredible. I think that it's
It's
one
so
of the,
satisfying when he yells at him, "Do it, Seth."
and he does
just
it.
fucking-
When she yells,
And he's-
you mean?
he yells, "Do it, Seth." Too. She yells, "Do it, Seth,"
Oh.
and then he goes, "Yeah, do it, Seth." And then he puts her down again.
Okay, that part.
But Helly R is one of my favorite characters. I just love the dynamic of Helena and Helly R because she's so rebellious. She hates Lumen. She sees it. She's like, "I'm gonna ruin your fucking company," which is the last word she says before she goes on stage. And then she ruins the company. And then they don't allow. She hasn't lived since the last moment of Helly R's life was her trying to destroy Lumen.
And imagine she wakes up now.
And now the Innies don't know.
I know.
But I don't know if they're gonna switch her right back. Now that Irv is gone, like they could just switch her right back.
I mean, I hope that they don't.
But I don't
for a
know
moment.
who's gonna hold her hostage. But she's my favorite character, I think. Helena.
Well, it's incredible. Everyone, if you don't watch it, you hear the passion, how much we like it. So go watch it, check it out.
But I think if you are on the right side of these things, you will have a more fulfilling and loved life. Like that's where I think about with this whole Helly and Helena thing. Like Helly has real friends. I don't think Helena does.
No.
Helly has someone who looks like. Granted, Marcus. They're all children too. Like these Innies are people that have existed for max 3 years. Irv was 3 years old. As a person.
Babies. You know what? He's almost at the age where he wants to start fighting.
Yes. But
He's almost at the fighting age.
yeah.
So it makes sense. He's turning 4 and he wants to hit the life as a highway.
Yeah.
So it actually makes perfect sense. JD Vance's tweet was flawless.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. But no, you got to watch the show. We love it. I love all the characters. I think they all do such a good job.
Check it out. Beautiful.
And we'll see. I have no idea.
And keep sharing the podcast. Keep showing the love to the podcast, liking the clips, sharing the clips. We love that. It's beautiful, Robbie. Hit the music.